Hello students, welcome to Notebook. On May 4th, 2019, Chinese President Xi Jinping celebrated the fierce patriotism of the students and demonstrators of the countrywide protests which had started on the 4th of May 1919 in Tiananmen Square in Beijing. The students and protesters had believed that the government had no self-respect as it was selling out China to foreign powers. They resented Japanese occupation of Shandong in China. The students' movement had turned violent and some were arrested as a result. China's current strict regime would never have allowed student protests to take the massive form it took in 1919. Last year, Xi Jinping still honored the patriotism and vigor of the students which had happened 100 years back. Physician, philosopher and politician Sun Yat-sen was engaged in decade-long rebellions till the overthrow of the Qing dynasty through the Xinhai Revolution. Warlordism or feudalism was still prevalent in China around this time, and many wanted a democratic government free from foreign control and feudal authority. China had come in contact with the West when trade links had opened up between China and Britain and other countries. They were influenced by Western philosophy and thought that Mr. Science and Mr. Democracy could save them from subjugation to foreign powers, bring national unity, and help them become a sovereign nation. The people who wanted a democratic and progressive China were also influenced by past Qing reformers like Kang Youwei and Liang Qichao. These reformers had campaigned for modernization of China by breaking links with Confucianism or traditional Chinese philosophy and ethics, which they thought was hindering the country's progress. The May 4th protesters also directed the government's attention to the social, economic, and gender inequalities existing in their society. Chinese women were subjected to derogatory practice of foot binding, for example. The May 4th protests sparked a demand for anti-imperialism. A China free from foreign concessions created sentiments of nationalism among the Chinese and also influenced the leadership of the Communist Party of China formed in the later years. Students like Chen Duxiu and Li Dazhao often occupied leadership positions within this party. The Kuomintang, or the National People's Party, and the Communist Party of China, CCP, became the controlling forces in the country. Sun Yat-sen led the Kuomintang, and his philosophy was based on three principles: nationalism, democracy, and socialism. Nationalism involved overthrowing the Manchu dynasty in China and other foreign imperial powers. With democracy, he wished to establish a democratic government, and he regulated capital and he equalized land holdings with socialism. Sun Yat-sen was the first president of the Republic of China after the Qing dynasty's end through the Xinhai Revolution. He was also known as the father of the nation, with followers both in mainland China and Taiwan. The National People's Party identified four great needs of the people like clothing, food, housing, and transportation. Chiang Kai-shek succeeded Sun Yat-sen as the leader of the National People's Party. He started a more controlling regime of snatching away power from warlords, regional leaders, and communists. He began to militarize the nation and tried to adopt Confucianism to suit contemporary needs. His ideas about women's progress were conservative and sometimes regressive. He prescribed women to cultivate the four virtues of chastity, appearance, speech, and work. He also framed rules for the hemlines of women's dresses. In short, he believed that women were suited for household work. During the rule of the Kuomintang in the early decades of the 20th century, industrial growth was slow among the 500,000 industrial workers. Only a small percentage had found employment in modern industries like shipbuilding. Most workers who had migrated to cities like Shanghai worked as traders and shopkeepers with low wages and poor working conditions. Then there was an upsurge of individualism among the people with the spread of the schools and universities and the rise of journalism. Zhao Taofen, a Chinese journalist, introduced new ideas to the people of China through his Life Weekly magazine, where he talked of Indian and Turkish leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and Kemal Ataturk. The circulation of the magazine grew rapidly by 1933. However, the Kuomintang party failed because it did not address the problems of the people and tried to enforce military rule instead. The rule of the party ended during the long-drawn Second Sino-Japanese War between the Republic of China and Empire of Japan between 1937 and 1945. China suffered economically and ecologically because of this war. The price of necessary commodities rose 30% every month till 1949, bringing misery to the people. Rural China faced ecological problems like floods, soil exhaustion and deforestation, and economic problems like oppressive land revenue systems, ineffective technology, and poor communication. Around this time, the Communist Party of China was formed based on the ideological model of the Soviet Union and the Comintern, or the Third International. We'll discuss more about this party in our next video. Other political and social challenges of China and how China overcame these problems. Till then, find out about the countries which had or still have communist governments. How do these governments function? Discuss your observations with friends. See you soon.